doing it.
I do think I could play on the Slovenian basketball team. I do think that wholeheartedly.
I tell you what, I could ski or snowboard down something. I'm not very good. And
Haven't you been 3 times?
I've been 3 times, and every
Dude,
time
yeah.
I've crashed bad. But you know that one where you go down on the track and fucking fly and you spread your shit? Give me a chance at least. I could maybe do it.
I really think I could play for Austria's basketball team or something like that. I watch some of those games, and come on, these guys.
They'd probably poke you with something or stab you when you're playing or something.
No, it's seriously fuck. It's so funny, the China thing, dude. They're committing genocide right now against people. It's literally been internationally, United Nations funded a independent party investigation or whatever into their treatment of the Uyghur people or whatever, the Chinese Muslim people, and they literally determined. They said, "quote This is genocide." They're doing exactly what happened 80 years ago in Germany, and we're all just like, "Oh no, it's all good."
Hey, we can get into it if you want. It's about to be the off season. Need something to talk about.
Should we touch Rogan?
Has he been getting attacked? I saw your story. I didn't. Has he been getting blasted again?
Dude, I've actually thought about doing a separate video for this because I could just, dude. I have all these internal biases that I'm just born with. There's so much of that shit now, on the race front. Okay, let's transition this a little bit. We'll just hit some headlines for a lot of this, and then we'll just get into the game at the end. The Brian Flores story.
Yeah.
What do you think about that?
I don't know the full story. You don't see a lot of black head coaches though.
Here, let me set it then. So, a surprise firing, Brian Flores. None of us thought he was going to get fired. If anything, we thought he was one of the better coaches. I think he set the record for the most wins in the first 2 seasons for somebody that got fired after their second season. Most wins ever. I think 18 or whatever.
Absolute players coach too. And
For sure.
Every single player on that roster wanted him back without a doubt. He can rally a team behind him.
For sure. So a surprise firing that we weren't expecting already. But when he was fired, now it's oh shit, he's probably at the top of every vacant head coach list, for the Giants, Dolphins, Texans, Raiders. Who else is there? Vikings. All these guys. He's got to be at the top. Well, a few jobs go by and he doesn't get one, and then and then he gets a text from Bill Belichick, who Bill thought was Brian Dable, congratulating him on the job. So Brian Flores finds out through these 3 or 4 texts that he had a interview scheduled for 3 days later, post the text, and basically Brian Dable had been promised the job. They had already selected him before even interviewing Brian Flores for the job. They were clearly just going to interview him to meet the requirements for the Rooney Rule, which is you have to interview a minority candidate. He also goes into detail about there's a Denver Broncos thing where it's he had an interview. They showed up 2 hours late. He said John Elway looked hungover.
He probably was.
I mean, does John Elway not always look hungover? He just looks kind of fucked. But I mean, John Elway, they have, I guess, all these receipts or whatever about they interviewed him for 4 hours, and Elway had just traveled 3 days in a row. So yeah, he flew in on the red eye and probably looked fucking exhausted. And I don't know if that one has validity or not, but I don't blame him for now after going through the Giants thing and then the Dolphins thing where he says that Stephen Ross, the owner, offered him $100,000 to lose a game because he wanted a higher draft pick. And he just said no. I mean, that was when they started. Remember, they started the season 0-4 or whatever they started, and then they won kind of some games, and they ended up with the 6th pick or whatever when they could have had the owner wanted number 1. And now we could be talking about somebody else in the Super Bowl because that would have been Joe Burrow on the Dolphins, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
So he comes out with that, and it opens up. He's suing, and he understands. I've read that he's basically ending any chance he has at coaching in the league. That every
He's gonna
owner
have to move to college or something.
for sure. So he's really fallen on a sword here, but he's fallen on a sword to recognize a much larger picture. You want to talk about Stephen Ross? Like, I'll just say it right now. Racist, probably. These old ass white owners, you don't think they have a bias? You don't think that in 2003 when the Rudy rule was put in, there were 3 black coaches and now there's 1? You think it's gotten better? In a league that is 95% black players? You don't think that there's just hundreds and thousands of qualified coaches that are black? Like, of course there are. Of course there are. But at the end of the day, it's these heads at the top of these companies. Just why they push for diversion at the top of a lot of corporate companies. It's not because they want to force that. It's because there's no way for them to rise up that ladder. They're always going to be the cashiers. And they want some representation so that some important jobs can come up for like a fucking NFL job. A qualified black candidate can actually get the job. Why has Eric Bieniemy not been hired? We've talked about that. Mm-hmm. Why does Brian Flores not have a job? Why did he even get fired in the first place? I believe 100% that it's a race issue. But that's like a debatable topic.
That's insane because I had that same debate and it was heated and it went on for like 2 hours about drug dealing and all that and how some people feel like that's their only sense of purpose in those communities. I had someone telling me the complete opposite and trying to change my mind. Oh, it's their choice. They know what they're doing. All this shit. No, all they know is sell drugs. They don't have that role model. They don't have any structure in their lives. We grew up in North, and I had to explain it to this kid who is 100% bona fide racist, like just a piece of shit. We're not naming names though. It was a long time ago, but I debated him for a long time and really tried to get through his thick skull that like it's not like a choice thing. It's not like they are born and go, I want to sell drugs. No, it's a combination of people shitting on them their entire lives, never getting opportunities from, I would say, it's not that they're not educated white people, but white people with a bias and they see a person of color, doesn't necessarily have to be black, and they just think that they're lesser, not as smart, not as professional looking, and it's honestly just kind of a joke.
I just spoke so much about it, but I have what I think could be a more articulate and calm opinion. I mean,
yeah, give us a few weeks here to let Nathan type out his notes. You feel better?
No, not better. But let's at least transition a little bit into what we have now, which is a Super Bowl that if you would have told me 5 years ago was the Rams and Bengals, I would have told you you're out of your goddamn mind. I guess real quick before the games, Tom.
Oh, yeah, I guess we should talk about Tom.
What did you think that Saturday with the whole he's retired, he's not retired, ESPN's still saying he's retired, now he's told the GM he hasn't made his decision, and ESPN's still saying he's retired.
He posted that thing, too, that really looked like a goodbye. It really, honestly, wouldn't surprise me if Brett Favre said, one more year, one last.
Well, now it's official. Now he's done.
Oh, it is? Okay. Yeah. Well, still wouldn't surprise me if Brett Favre did.
But for that Saturday, like, that was so weird. We were at this bar, and over the course of just 30 minutes, it was like, we got the thing. We're like, holy shit, dude. Schefter just said he retired. And then, then there's just like, all of a sudden, his agent is saying he hasn't made a decision. I kind of think he did make his decision. He just wanted to
be the one to break the news.
Yeah, which I mean, come on, man. Like, give the man his due. Like, let him announce that he's done. Like, and there's some, like, I guess beef a little bit between him and Schefter, going back to Deflategate and some stuff, and they're not they're not the best of friends. But I still want to hear what the hell Schefter's side of it is, like, because at the time, like, again, 3 hours after we get the report he's retired, we're like, okay, so he's for sure not retired, right? And then I was doing I think he might just play just because. I think he might have been deciding to retire, and now he sees, like, all these people jumping the gun and doing it without him actually saying it, and he might be like,
nope.
Oh, fuck you guys, I'm going to play one more year, and he didn't end up doing that, but I thought Schefter I still want to ask Schefter, like, well, who gave you this information? I mean, I know he'll never say, but who gave you this information? What made you jump the gun that quick? And I have down here, because this was last week, I thought, is he going to change his mind at all? But at the end of the day, like, that was a crazy, like, I thought it was weird looking at ESPCNN there. Like, I just giving us fake news. Like what the fuck? But Yeah, the GOAT.
That's it.
Hands down. Like,
Oh yeah,
it's kind of weird. He's done.
I'm glad. Just let him. He had a great career. He's the best of all time. One of the greatest athletes in all of sports. I'm glad it's done, though. There's no more speculation. Well, it's this time's the year where he finally goes down. He plays great, and it's, oh, he's ageless. Look at him. He's 44. Look at him. He's an MVP. I'm glad he's retiring. He's going to get some cool jobs. Maybe he'll come in and do a Sunday night thing or talk on some games.
I wish he didn't go out that way.
Did you want him to go out with the ring?
Not necessarily with the ring, but like it's a hot thing almost to an annoying extent now of people wanting their farewell tour and letting people know they're retiring.
Exactly.
Way ahead.
I don't like that.
I don't like it, but for someone where it's like, because like I did like it for Kobe. Kobe like 3 weeks into the season said, you know what, like this is gonna be it, and
fans got to show up and see him one last time.
Yes, and like the organizations got to show their love when it was his last game against certain players,
tributes and stuff
all the time. And like we got to, for this guy who has given all of us so much joy and like just filled our hearts for so many years, we got to finally give it back to him as much as we could. It would have been, and even though we get to do that now we talked about it for a couple of days or for a week, but now this week is Super Bowl week, and then after that it's Aaron Rodgers. What is he doing? And now it's free agency, and like it will get swept under the rug pretty quickly, just because that's how the news media cycle works. And it would have been, I think, cool to give him a year's worth of love for the best quarterback, the best player of all time. He was still at the top of his game, leading the league in passing yards and touchdowns. Like it would have been, I think, cool to, especially as well as it would have been obviously badass to see him go out with a Super Bowl ring. But at least maybe, like, imagine if he had announced going into next year, it's his last year, and then they do make the Super Bowl, like, that 2 weeks leading up to the Super Bowl, like, this is Brady's last game.
Yeah.
Like, that would have been just unreal. But
I like the other side of that coin, though. He's been in the media for so long. The controversies, the highs and the lows, being the best of all time. No one really knew anything. I'm sure his camp and his team probably knew. I'm sure he was on the fence all season. Like, guys, this really could be it. And I'm sure him and his family had a lot of intimate moments. He got to go to Foxborough one last time. That's really cool. I like that it wasn't, I mean, farewell tours are cool, and it would have been cool for a year's worth of like last year's stuff. But for him to kind of go out in silence, I kind of like it. He's been in the media spotlight for so long, and he's going to continue to be, but let him go out quietly and enjoy this time with his family, and him and who's important to him gets to like celebrate it quietly.
I guess a small little AFC Championship recap. Bengals played the Chiefs. Chiefs hosted the Bengals in just a ridiculous game. It started out so hot for the Chiefs. There was that first immediate 3-and-out by the Bengals, and you're like, fuck, you received the ball and you got a 3-and-out. You can't be doing that. And the Chiefs go and score immediately. It looks really easy. Bengals kick a field goal, I think, and then the Chiefs easily down the field again. Then like a punt, and then again the Chiefs go down easily, and it's 21-3, and it's like, oh, god damn. And they're getting the ball at half. I think the most underrated play, and Bengals fans, I think, will remember this for decades. Do you remember who scored a 41-yard touchdown with 1:15 left in the half on a little screen that made it 21-10?
Was it Jamar? I don't
Samaje Perine. That 41-yard little halfback screen.
I haven't heard that name in forever.
I know, former Redskin, good guy, good player, good backup.
Yeah.
But that's a huge score. Goes 21-10 at half. Now it's 11 instead of being down 18 and going into half, and they're getting the ball, like, and you haven't stopped them once, like, and they said after the game that touchdown going into half, their sideline, it gave them this
lot
lift.
Of momentum.
Oh yeah, so huge. And then they come out, and from that point on, it became a whole new game, especially now that it's cut to 11. We're having they were down 14-0 in the game 3 weeks ago, and then they came back and they won. So I mean, let's not, and the Chiefs looked great at the beginning of that. Let's not get too ahead of ourselves. And they come out and they get a stop, a 3-and-out. They also punt, but then they get another stop. And so, I mean, 2 of those stops, like, I mean, that had to have, in their defense's mind, been like, oh, shit, like, we've got some life here, boys. We can actually stop these guys. McPherson makes it 21-13. Mahomes throws a bad interception on what he was trying to make a screen, just right into that D lineman's hands. Capitalized by Burrow and Jamar. Bengals get a 2-point. Now it's 21-21. And you're just like, oh my God, dude, I can't believe this is happening. Like Joe Burrow, dude. He then throws an interception, and McPherson, their defense gets another stop after he throws a pick, and McPherson hits a 50. I mean, that guy, dude,
he's money.
Unbelievable. I think he trademarked that Money Mac for some merch. He hits a 52-yarder, and it's 24-21, and then the Chiefs start a 15-play drive that, if I told you, was a 15-play – I mean, if I would have told you the Chiefs got the ball back, down 3, 6 minutes left, and they're going to go on a 15-play drive, you probably would have said, okay, well, they for sure score a touchdown and do what they always do, and they win it at the end. And then Sam Hubbard, dude. I say Sam Hubbard like this because before the game, Alex is taking me over to Eric's, and he's wanting me to place these bets. He's been making these first penalty and first timeout called bets. Who's going to get the first penalty? Who's going to call the first timeout? And he's hit like 10 in a row. Jeez. Like, it's ridiculous. It's so stupid. And it's so obviously just 50-50. But he's having me make that bet for him, and then we're scrolling through, and I'm looking at all these player pops, and I'm going through, and I'm like, oh, Sam Hubbard, half a sack, the over is plus 260. I mean, that's kind of juicy. Like, only has to get one sack, and I just kind of keep scrolling through, like, oh, Trey Hendrickson is, and he's like, wait, what was Hubbard? And I was like, plus 260? And most of the time, if you get one of those, like, yes or no, just for a sack or a touchdown or something like that, it's like we saw for the Super Bowl, it's like minus or plus 140 or something like that. So plus 260 is pretty good. And we just look at each other, and we're like, yeah, let's do it. So we each throw $10 on there, and as the game's going, Mahomes is getting rid of the ball quick, like all the time, quick, just their classic shit. And I'm like, this is only gonna happen. It's gonna be the last drive. The Chiefs are gonna be needing to throw the ball. Mahomes is gonna have to do these scrambles, and that's when we get it. That's when we hit this. And of course, the whole game, nothing. And then on that last drive, when they're down inside the 10-yard line, Sam Hubbard comes through and gets us not only one sack, but then he sacks him again on the third and goal. Actually fumbled. If they would have just fell on that fumble, and then the game would have been over right there. But huge. Sam Hubbard, shout out to you. 2 huge sacks for the Bengals, and for my bank account. Wins me a whopping $26. Overtime, here we go. Chiefs win the coin toss again. So now I think, great, here we go again. Chiefs win the coin toss, and they just fucking get the ball and go straight down. Now we get to have the whole overtime argument again. The Bengals do what the Bills could not do, and not only stop them, but actually pick off Mahomes on third down, get 2 first downs, and McPherson kicks a field goal. Once again, of course, to now send the Bengals to Super Bowl goddamn 56. What a game. What a run by the Bengals. What a kick by McPherson. What a second-year run for Joe Burrow. I mean, whether win or lose this game, like, how impressed are you with Joe and now, like, this team as a, we were saying last week that Josh Allen, Mahomes, this is the next 15 years of the AFC, Manning, Brady 2.0. I think Joe's saying hold the phone there.
They are such a scary team, and he's on a rookie contract. Their best receiver is also a rookie, so they're not paying him for a couple of years. Their defense is so sneaky and so scary. I wouldn't have seen it even 2 years ago. I wouldn't have seen this when they took him first overall and he looked promising his rookie year. Like,
I don't think we would have seen this in week 8.
Yeah, seriously. I'm scared. I mean, the AFC is so tough, and you have to worry about Josh Allen and Mahomes, Brady, Manning 2.0, but there's also Burrow you have to worry about too. You kind of have to worry about Lamar. Lamar's really good too. I mean,
the AFC is loaded.
It's loaded
with quarterbacks.
Yep. Young
quarterbacks. Herbert, Mahomes. You said Josh Allen, Lamar, Burrow, Deshaun when he ever comes back. Trevor Lawrence if he ever gets a team.
That Doug Peterson hiring,
I like.
He took Carson went to the playoffs, what, like 3 times, 4 times?
Yeah, again, we don't know anything, so like all I can go is just off of what everyone's consensus opinion is about it, and it's that he's a guy who's been in the league forever, and he's
been to won a Super Bowl, dude.
Exactly, and he's like,
good.
I think
I'd be very happy to be a Jags fan right now.
Yeah, I think that's the perfect stability hire after the
ruckus.
It's
a very safe hire.
For sure.
He's not that same personality.
So, yeah. Jeez, dude. Bengals. I can't believe it. I can't say I didn't know who I was really like rooting for. I didn't really have a rooting dog, but like the Joey, dude, the January Joey Burr, dude, like all of it. I'm just all in on enjoying watching them. And it's a 10-7 team. Like this is basically like one of the Giants teams making their runs. Like it looks a little better because it's 10 instead of 9 because of the extra game, but like this isn't a team that all year was just dominant, and like the fact that it's just one of these runs. And let's draft a kicker, Dallas. How about let's draft a kicker? That's clearly looking pretty good. Oh man. Okay, so then to set that up, let's just go quickly through 49ers game. Did you see any of the ticket stuff?
Oh yeah, where you got to have the right zip code to.
What the fuck was that, man? I think they changed it halfway through the week, and they were like, okay, Ticketmaster was like,
there isn't 49ers fans littered across California. I don't care where you're at. It's not just a Bay Area thing.
Yeah, that's true.
I will say right now, as a team that's in Los Angeles specifically, but even California, 49ers fans run the entire state of California.
Everywhere.
I mean, the country itself, but California specifically, I don't want to see a Charger 49er game, especially a home game. It's going to be red everywhere. It's pretty
that
crazy.
Was weird. You had Andrew Whitworth's wife saying, please, like, I'll buy your tickets. Like, don't sell them. Kelly Stafford was begging people on Twitter not to.
She was giving out tickets to Rams fans too, and like sending Rams fans to the game.
So funny. Didn't really work. I think I've kind of come to this consensus that no matter what, as long as if it's a popular team like the Niners, like the Packers, like the Cowboys, like the Steelers, it's not that necessarily they won't have enough fans there that are Rams fans. I mean, you were there. Like, what's the capacity of the stadium? Over 100,000, right?
I think it's 60 or 75, maybe 80. I don't know.
So,
if it's quite 100.
It's so big that even if you have a lot of Rams fans, you're also gonna have a lot of Niner fans, and that's what it kind of felt like in the second half of the game. Both quarterbacks were having to go to a silent count.
Yeah, it was loud
both
for
times.
Yeah.
Both times when each team's defense was on the field, both fan bases were loud as fuck, and whoever had the momentum, that's just whoever you were hearing. So
the Browns fans at my game were loud, and there was more Chargers fans. It's probably 60-40. Probably not 70-30. There's a decent amount of orange in there, and they were loud.
Right, and even if it's
so loud.
Even if it's 70-30 in one of those stadiums, 70-30, that means you're still going to have 35,000 fans.
Yeah.
Like, for sure. But the game itself, I kind of wish they played that game first and then would have had Bengals Chiefs as the night game, because that
little underwhelming.
It did feel a little like, especially just coming off
off a huge upset like that.
Yeah, and that was another game, just like the Bills Chiefs one, where like at the end of the Bengals Chiefs game,
people are just talking, and
not even that, you were just like, like I was exhausted again, and then and then you go into this third battle between divisional teams, and I don't know. I have here punt, Rams. Okay, yeah, I was a little nervous because after a couple punts, the Rams go straight down the field, and then Stafford throws a pick in the red zone. And, like, again, these mistakes get amplified in these games. We can't be turning the ball over, let alone in the red zone. That's not good. So those here we go and Stafford can't do it thoughts were coming back into my head. Jimmy G throws one of his classic almost interceptions, 49ers punt, and then the Rams go 97 yards in 20 plays. Capped by a gorgeous throw from Stafford to Cooper Kupp on 3rd and 13. They're in the red zone, 3rd and 13. And he throws a dime in the back corner. So they go up 7-0. Debo takes a 45-yard screen to the house.
Oh, yeah, that was crazy.
The only soundbite I liked from the Pro Bowl today was a reporter asking Debo, are you a running back or are you a wide receiver? And he goes, I'm a wide back.
Yeah,
good point. And they're like, so what's the advantage of that? Well,
what do you mean what's the advantage?
He just said, "Oh, I get the ball."
Gets the ball a lot.
And dude, that's such a a genius way. In basketball, we're moving into this time where it's like positionless. That's what everyone says. You need guys who can just, it's basically bigs and wings or guards and wings. Like you need all these hybrid players. The NFL is a lot of similar. You not only have running backs who can play receiver, but now you have receivers who can go into the backfield. The bottom line is you want your best players touching the ball as many times as you can. And especially if it's a wide receiver, so many things have to go right to guarantee his 7-8 touches. I mean, you can't
Especially
just throw 7-8
like
wide receiver
Jimmy.
screens to guarantee. Especially with a quarterback like Jimmy. You can't guarantee these touches. Like, get the guy in the backfield. Get him 6 carries. So that way he knows he's going to for sure with his 6 carries and then his 4 or 5 passing plays that you can for sure design to get him the ball. Now you're guaranteeing at least 11 or 12 touches a game. And then that can turn into him getting his maybe 16, 17, which is what you want. I was so furious in the Cowboy game because CeeDee Lamb was our best player. And going into the fourth quarter, the guy had no catches and he got his first ball in the fourth quarter. And it's like, what are we doing? Like, we need to get the ball in our playmakers' hands. So I just absolutely love Debo.
Yeah, I really wanted them to go.
The
I don't
Niners.
care. I don't really care. Like, yeah, Stafford deserves his ring, but I want.
But we like the OBJ story though.
I like not having the team that we share a stadium with win a Super Bowl before us. That's what I like.
But okay,
It's all personal.
But
It's
why?
all personal.
But why?
I don't know.
They're not in your division.
Because fuck, it's gonna be. Oh, this is LA's team now. They won the Super Bowl. They run LA. Why are the Chargers even here? I don't want to be here. You think I want to be here?
But we were already saying that.
I know, but it just further reinforces it, and I have to think about it more. You don't think I know this? Now I have to be reminded that the Rams general manager isn't a pussy and will make moves to win a Super Bowl. No, we're sitting here holding on to all our draft picks, and we got an extra $30 million in cap space in the bank. Sign someone. Do something. Or just move. Or just, you know what? Just get rid of the team. Let's relocate, rename, rebrand. Let's just be done. I'm sick of this shit. See, now I'm going. Now I'm fucking irate.
So your hatred for the Rams is just your hatred for or your anger towards the Chargers.
A little bit. You think I want to be in the same city, the same stadium as a team that does everything we don't do and it pays off? No. It sucks. Like, they're aggressive. They want to sign these big name free agents and they don't care about their draft picks because they want to win now. And we're just sitting here across the hallway. Tom Telesco's
but I don't get how.
I don't know. I just don't want to see
like
someone
maybe them winning is good for you guys because now it heightens that sense, which was already there, but heightens that sense of what you said to where it'll make the Chargers ownership look like, oh fuck, like we got it. Like they're gonna look at them holding the trophy, going on their parade around LA, and maybe they'll be like, shit, like I want that for our guys. Okay, let's go spend our money. Let's go trade these picks for this expiring contract, big name player who needs a change of scenery. Like, let's trade Herbert for Rodgers immediately. I don't no, but like that.
Yeah.
So
I'm just bitter. I'm bitter. And you think I want to see them doing that in our stadium too? No. Why do we have to share? No.
I don't understand how the stadium thing factors into it at all.
I don't know. I'm a salty, cynical person. I don't like it. And I don't have to because this team has made me into the person I am. A bitter little grumpy bitch.
So we know who Mason is rooting for in the Super Bowl.
No, I don't want the Bengals. See? I want a good game. Because I don't want either team to win. I just want something
because you don't want Bengals because of Burrow and the Hurt.
Yeah.
But
see,
dude, that's already there.
I know.
It's already and it'll fire up Herbert even. Also, do you think they give a fuck at all?
No, they don't. But I do. That's what I'm saying. It's all up here. It's silly. I understand. It's pretty ridiculous, but it's where my mind goes.
Okay. So Debo takes it to the house. We have now a 7-7 game. Matt Gay. No slur. His name is Matt Gay. Missed 54-yarder. Robbie Gould makes a 38-yarder. Now it's 10-7 Niners, and now it's you got the Stafford pick. You have the Debo score, which shouldn't have happened, but happened, and it's starting to feel like one of those Niner games.
getting excited.
Especially Stafford. They go for it on 4th and 1. When quarterback sneaks, like, am I an idiot or like never go high? Always go low, right?
I guess you would think that because the ball could get poked out.
Poked out. You always have
reaching,
linebackers coming over the top.
jumping. Yeah, I mean, I feel like some do go low, and I feel like it usually works because you dive in between your linemen.
I mean, everyone should just be studying Tom Brady's tape on this for the last 20 years and just do what he does.
Doesn't have to be some leaping, beautiful thing.
No,
it's a sneak.
Yeah, I just don't like it. But he doesn't get a 4th and 1 sneak halfway through the 3rd quarter, and that felt huge. There's another Debo chunk play and then a Kittle touchdown, and now it's 17-7 Niners, and I'm like, God damn it. I mean, again, okay, part of my delusion, I was like, all right, well, maybe if the Niners go to the Super Bowl and win the Super Bowl, I can at least say that we lost to the Super Bowl champs, and maybe it can help me.
See, we all have delusions, okay?
Right. That's fair. But Stafford, touchdown to Cup, 3rd and 1 in the end zone. Another 3rd down touchdown. Now we got a ball game. I guess the biggest play of the game, that Jaquaski Tart drops what should have been an easy pick, and of course it comes back to bite them because then Stafford hits Odell for 30 yards and then a late hit, and so now it went from what would have been an interception and we're up 10 and have the ball again to now 45-yard play, and Matt Gay now ties again. No slur. Matt Gay ties the game with 6:50 left, and now tie game, 6:50. Jimmy G. Win your job here. I keep hearing that he's a winner though. He's a win. Like, that's officially now the quote where if there's a debate about a quarterback or like a player, and you can't argue that he has great arm talent. You can't argue that he makes wild throws. You can't argue that he's super mobile.
He can win you a game.
But he can win. That's what I hear with like the Dak argument for his first few years when we were debating whether to give him what kind of extension. Well, he wins games. It's like, okay, I feel like that's the argument that you use when you don't have an argument. But now he gets his chance. Here you go. And no, he takes a delay of game on 2nd and 10. Should have been picked on 2nd and 15 by Jalen. And then 3rd and 15, if you watch it again, it was snapped early. Like, he got the ball early. Like, half the guys were late off the line, and it's just a bad play, and he tries to check it down, and it's like the most dysfunctional 3-and-out that you'll see in a long time. And now they punt, and Stafford completes two third downs, including a beauty to Cooper Kupp on 3rd and 3 that sets up the game-winning field goal. But Jimmy G gets his shot to be the hero one last time, and on 3rd and 13, gets pressured, can't get out, and does this Carson Wentz type, I guess maybe now Kyler Murray type shuffle, and goes off his running back's hands and into the arms of who else but Eric Weddle, who was playing pickup basketball a month and a half ago. And that seals it. Matthew Stafford and the Rams. Matthew Stafford gets to complete my Tony Romo fantasy of going somewhere else and finally getting a team around him that he deserves, and takes him to the Super Bowl. And now we have a Super Bowl Bengals Rams. I guess real quickly, what are the 2 or 3 things that you're most excited to watch in the game? Matchup wise, player wise,
Jalen Ramsey. Premier players like that deserve to be in the biggest game, and I'd love to see him just shut down whoever he's playing. You'd have to think it's Jamar.
He'll shadow him, probably, right?
You would think so, but I just want to see Jalen Ramsey. I love Jalen Ramsey. And Aaron Donald. I mean, I guess I want some players on the Rams to get their rings. I mean,
I'm excited to see that whole matchup, offensive line versus defensive line. They actually held up okay against the Chiefs, the Bengals offensive line, but we saw how much of a disaster it was against the Titans, giving up 9 sacks. Yeah. It's hard to believe, especially, I mean, the Rams D-line has been playing.
Dude, they're on fire.
Lights out. Yeah, that one, DJ Reader is even looking really good. Von Miller looks like 2015 Von. Donald is Aaron Donald, and Leonard Floyd has looked great. Like, I think they're gonna eat alive. I think they're gonna eat them alive.
You would think so, but we also thought that the Chiefs were gonna take care of the Bengals with relative ease too. So it's like
That's true, but
it's-
we didn't think it was going to be because their defensive line was eating
Yeah,
away. We just
so-
thought that the Bengals weren't going to be able to keep up points wise, which
So-
I think they weren't. I mean, honestly, like the Chiefs, that was a choke job and a half.
Mhm.
Like you had 21 points and you were about to get the ball at half, and you score what?
No.
3 points in the second half?
another touchdown after half, and with all that momentum,
Oh my gosh!
sealed it,
Especially
arguably.
you don't give up that 41-yard touchdown at the end of the half, like.
Yeah.
So I think they won that game, and I mean maybe they do it again differently, but they won that game I think differently than how we thought they could win it, because I think everybody thought if the Bengals were going to win, they were going to have to score minimum 35 points. I'd find it hard to believe, and I think I'm not going to doubt Joe Burrow can put up points even while getting crazy pressured. But I mean, against the Titans, even though, yeah, he got sacked 9 times and he was the first quarterback to win, getting sacked 9 times, and he still made these kind of crazy plays. And in the Chiefs game, there were 3 or 4 plays where it's like, all right, this guy looks sacked 100%, and he somehow gets out of there and extends a play and completes a pass. But I'm excited to watch that. I like that. I think that's going to decide the game in a lot of ways.
I think if the Rams win, I feel like we've said this about the Rams. No, because we went the other way where Stafford had to out quarterback Brady. But I think
Right, it's been their defense.
if the Rams win, their all-star defense is just really gonna handle things. I think Joe Burrow's gonna move the ball still. Couple touchdowns, 250+ yards probably, but
And the Bengals defense, we like because we like Jesse Bates, we like Trey Hendrickson.
I love their entire D line.
Yeah.
I like their safeties.
Yeah, we even like their corners, Cheeto, Ozier, and Mike Hinton. He's been playing really good. But at the same time, I think they're 7th in yards given up. Like they're bottom 10 in DVOA defense. Like they're definitely.
They have great games. They
Right,
have
right.
fantastic games where
But like
they
at the
get
beginning
hot
of the
and
game
stay
last
hot.
week, it was like, ugh. And even the Titans, a couple drives, moved the ball really well on them, and we've seen. I mean, the Browns put up 41 points on them earlier in the year. Like, I think the Rams. I think the Rams have a much better chance of moving the ball against their defense than vice versa. Now, you'll probably, if you ask, especially now with the hype, I mean, what percentage of people do you think would take Matthew Stafford over Joe Burrow? Probably not a lot.
With like recency, no.
With the
like
recency bias.
I would say it's 60 Stafford, 40 Burrow, and that's
Right.
really saying something.
And both of them are like still in their first real playoff runs. Stafford in, but like Stafford seems really like at peace, like where he's like,
seems pretty locked in. And he
Yeah.
seems like this is his home.
and McVay's got to be locked in to get his revenge from how shitty he looked in their one Super Bowl 2 years ago when they
dude.
scored 10 points and he looked
Yeah.
foolish in the second half of that game. I just watched that game back last night. I mean, he made some questionable play calls in the second half. So I really think they're going to be prepared. It's a home game that they're technically the road team for whatever reason.
Yeah.
I think the spread is 4. Rams by 4. I'll take the Bengals in that. With the spread, but I can't say that I don't think the Rams are going to win.
I think we're gonna see Stafford holding a Lombardi.
Oh, that would just be so nice.
Yeah, maybe I can stop being a selfish, delusional Charger fan for an evening and root for someone to, after a career of shit, finally get their dues. Aaron Donald deserves a ring. Ramsey deserves a ring. Odell. What are you gonna do? It's not my team.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, yeah.
Okay, so
Blue Gatorade too. I'm saying blue.
blue, huh?
Sure.
Did you find the odds for that?
No, I just my heart says blue. Let's see if I can find it.
I got them right here.
Oh.
Blue is plus 300.
What's the
Orange is the favorite at plus 200. Blue 3-1. Yellow / green / lime is 4.5 to 1.
I was drinking lime Gatorade.
As
They're
is clear.
professionals.
My pick, red, is plus 800, and then purple / indigo / violet is 10 to 1.
Great.
Yeah. I got this last year. It was purple last year. I actually nailed it. I got it. It
Who
was like
won last
4.5 to 1. The Bucks.
Oh, they did. Great, huh?
What, it doesn't match their unis? You don't think
No, it's not their uniforms. It's like I don't know. I see the Rams drinking blue Gatorade throughout the game. I don't know.
True. Also, maybe they have a different.
Maybe they got
I
multiple
always
coolers
wonder,
and they
like,
just grab a random
dude,
one.
is the guy who's like not working the Gatorade stuff like betting heavy on whatever? like if you knew, why would you not? And I'm sure
That's not like a conflict of interest. Like
I mean, it is true, and they probably wouldn't allow him. Maybe they're not allowed to bet on it,
But
or
his
something.
like brother or like a
Exactly,
brother.
dude. I'm
like,
texting 10 of my friends
put
and telling them,
everything on red,
or not even just like everyone put like $1,000 or something, and then like and I'll give you each like 10, 20% or something.
I'm
like
giving you the intel.
Yeah, for sure.
Let me get a cut. Yeah.
Yeah. So I have red at 8-1.
Okay.
Personally, and I'm 1 for 1, so we'll see. Did you? Okay, so we're gonna kind of a little game we're gonna play here. Super Bowl props. It's always fun. Super Bowl to bet. You can bet over under. I haven't decided yet what I'm gonna do, but I think we should bet on. And I think we might be able to go. Maybe we can go on Saturday. Oh, you work Saturday.
Yeah.
Maybe. I can call. I guess I'll call this week. Maybe we can go, or like I can go to the sports book at Northern Quest and place some bets, and then we just have them here, and then if we win, then like go back and cash them in, and if not, because the over under for the national anthem is always fun.
Yeah,
because it's always like a minute 58 or 2 minutes or something, and it really just comes down to how long they hold the brave in the home of the brave, and you're like oh, hold it. Who's singing? I guess that. Who's singing the national anthem this year? Mickey Guyton.
I don't know who that is.
Who the fuck is Mickey Guyton? Okay. Do we think country singers would sing a long anthem?
To pay homage for their country? Yes, I do.
What?
I don't know, like a country, you would think that a country singer would be more fond of America and like really want to let everyone know.
Yeah, right. Let's listen. This girl looks 16.
I could see her holding.
Oh,
some
she's
notes.
holding, dude. Big time. She has a good voice.
I'm taking the over. I don't care what it is.
Every single note she's held. Damn, she's gonna make him cry. Oh, dude, yeah, no, she's holding that for sure. Yeah. Damn, dude, she's fucking good. Yeah, so that'll be a fun one. Yeah, we'll take the over for that for sure. But we're each gonna I'm gonna give you $1,000 and I'm gonna make note of this. $1,000 to bet on Super Bowl props. I want you to give me your couple favorite ones, and then what you want to put on each one.
Okay.
So give me your favorite prop bet that you saw.
I like the first scores always. I think because you expect it to be like the star guys. Like if the Bengals receive the ball first, you're gonna expect like a Jamar. If Rams, Cooper Kupp, Odell's at plus 800, and I like Odell. How much do I want to put down on that with my alleged $1,000? Let's say I put down $200. What would that be at plus 800?
1,600.
1,600? Yeah. So $200. Why not? If I have this hypothetical $1,000 burning a hole in my pocket, you want to do one now?
Sure.
While I try to find one I like.
Actually, real quick here, just MVP odds. We have Stafford at plus 120, Joe Burrow at plus 230. My favorite kind of best value in terms of realistic, Cooper Kupp, plus 550.
Plus 550. Oh, okay.
I kind of like that.
Yeah.
Aaron Donald is 16-1. Ooh. If it's a defensive game, low scoring, Donald has a huge game.
I would take Donald for sure. Why not?
Wow. Yeah. Okay. You like that one?
I do like that one.
Jamar Chase, 22-1, and OBJ 25-1. Those are kind of your main.
Yeah, that would be fucking insane if it were OBJ.
I am going to see my favorite one.
I like AD.
Oh, for MVP.
Yeah, like why not? And then the odds are.
Yeah, I think, I'm going to say this. I feel really good about this one. Fourth quarter comeback is plus 260.
Okay.
So whoever wins was losing at some point in the fourth quarter. I kind of think, after the playoffs that we've had, this game is either going to be a wild fourth quarter comeback or we're going to go into overtime, which I have here. Overtime is plus 1040.
Overtime? I could really
Well, because
see...
there's what? Wasn't that Patriots-Falcons game the first overtime game in history? It doesn't happen very often.
I guess that's true. I guess I've just seen so much overtime lately.
Literally.
It's like, oh, that's a no-brainer.
Just in a month, yeah.
Yeah.
But I'll say that. I'm gonna put $100 on overtime at plus 1040.
What? So that's $10 for...
So
or
$100 for 1,040.
Damn. Okay.
All right, give me your next one.
Okay, I like this one. First drive result. So the first drive of the game, you got punt at minus 125. Offensive touchdown is plus 330. Field goal is plus 440. And anything else other than that is plus 500.
So this is for either team?
Either team, whoever gets the ball first, the first drive of the game. Do I think it's going to be a punt, a touchdown, a field goal attempt, or other? Probably a field goal attempt.
Okay. So you're going to say first drive is field goal?
Yeah.
For what odds?
That's plus 440.
Okay. And how much do you want to put on that?
I have $1,000 here. Let's put another 100 on it.
Okay.
So that gets you 400?
Yep. 440.
440.
Yep.
440. Oh. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, for my second one, I think I have here. Okay, I like this one a lot. T. Higgins. 110 plus receiving yards. Plus 360. I also have, okay, so what do you think about this? So my idea is that Jalen Ramsey's going to be shadowing Chase. So just like he had a huge game in the championship game, T. Higgins. Also grew 4 inches, I think. He looked absolutely massive. You can get T. Higgins alternate yards 110 plus at plus 360, or you can bet T. Higgins to have the most receiving yards at plus 650.
I like most yards.
I feel like if I think he's going to have 110 plus, that means he's got to be pretty damn close.
You'd have to have another receiver getting more than 110 yards on the Rams defense.
Now, I think this is most receiving yards, including the Rams, too. So now I'm also saying he's going to have more receiving yards than Cooper Kupp and OBJ. That seems kind of unlikely, which is why it's plus 650. I'm going to say T. Higgins 110 plus yards. Give me $200 on that at plus 360.
Okay.
All right, your next one, you have $700 to spend.
Okay, OBJ. This is to score 2+ touchdowns. OBJ's at plus 850. We saw last year Gronk had 2 touchdowns.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's those players you don't expect, or the more quiet players, not your number one guy who just kind of has a random game.
And Odell is saucy in the red zone.
He's very saucy in the red zone. So if
I
Kupp
like that
has
a lot.
all this attention, yeah. So let's put another 200 on that if it's plus 850.
I like that a lot.
We have the money to spend.
Yeah. Plus 850?
Yeah.
That's really good. That's like $1,700. I'm going to throw $100 down on red Gatorade at 6-1.
Okay. Can I put down my Gatorade money yet?
You have not.
You want to put $100 down for my blue Gatorade?
Okay. And that was 4.5 to 1?
I think so.
Yep.
Now, should we actually go bet this money?
I mean,
on all these bets.
Obviously not 1,000, but hey,
some of these.
Okay, so I've got $500 to spend. Okay, I'm gonna go. Same game parlay. Joe Mixon scores a touchdown anytime, and Tyler Higbee scores a touchdown. Put those two together, you get plus 680.
Okay.
A little nice long drive. Everyone's expecting a throw to Jamar, and then get down to the 2-yard line. Mixon's a fucking animal, dude. He's a big boy. And then Higbee is good, especially in their system. He's good. I could easily see an 8, 9, 11-yard touchdown to Higbee going up the seam because everyone's paying attention to OBJ and Cooper Kupp. Easily. Yeah. So I'll throw 200. I'll throw 200 on Mixon and Higbee to score at plus 680. That's gonna make me some money.
So if you got an over under and the odds are both minus 114, it says minus for both. Is that what does that mean?
They usually just do that because I mean they're so good at picking over under to where it's basically saying this is 50-50, could go either way.
Yeah.
It's like betting on the coin toss. It's both going to be minus 110 because I mean it could go either way.
Yeah. Because I got Joe Mixon over 63 rushing yards. But it's minus 114.
That just means that's likely to happen.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean it's a bad bet because if you think it's a good, then you're making money regardless if you win. You just have to bet more to make money.
I guess just as likely for him to get under as well, but I think he'll be over that for sure. And I'd be willing to put another $100 on that.
So $100 on Joe Mixon over
63.5 rush yards.
Yeah, no, I like that a lot. I think Mixon could have a good day because we're all paying so much attention
to these quarterbacks
and receivers. Like, yeah, could end up being low scoring. I know a lot of times that when we expect a high scoring game, then it could end up not being. Which is why I'll piggyback on your Mixon bet. Joe Mixon, 150 plus scrimmage yards and 2 touchdowns. 11-1.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm gonna throw $100 on that. On Joe Mixon, 150 and 2 touchdowns. You have $300 left.
I have $300 left. Okay. Kind of getting into these outlandish ones, just kind of reading them and seeing something that might look juicy. Cooper Kupp. Oh, Cooper's. I think I already bet on first touchdown, but I like that.
I've got one that's very juicy that I like. Cooper Kupp scores the first touchdown, and Jamar scores the second.
That's the one I was reading.
Yeah,
dude.
when you said that, I thought that maybe.
Yeah.
45-1.
Are you joking? That's what I'm saying. Like, and that's so possible. That's entirely possible.
Do we each want to go in on that?
How much do I have left?
You have 300.
300. Let's do 200. On
Okay, 200 on 45-1. That would be a $9,000 win.
I have the money to spend. It's all theoretical.
Okay. I'll throw 200 on that as well. All right. So that was my last one.
Okay.
You have $100 left.
I have $100 left.
Could bet the final score.
Final score for both teams?
Yep.
Correct final score. That's so hard though. That is so.
There was a guy who
almost impossible.
There was a guy who got the correct score for both championship games, and it was like a $10 bet, and he won like $600K.
Jesus. Yeah, I mean these odds are crazy.
Can you imagine betting $10 just with your buddies, just drinking beer, and you just win $600K?
Okay.
I just want to be able to look at them the same.
What do I like?
Let's find the Derrick Peters parlay of the week. I guess it would be a parlay. All right, Derrick, I found your bet. 6+ TDs in each half. Plus 10,000. 100-1. Okay, dude. Is this right?
Okay.
100-1. T. Higgins scores the first and second touchdown.
That's not like.
He's a big boy. He's a red zone threat.
All right, I got a final score.
Odell scores the first and T scores the second. 100-1.
That's not bad.
I have to use the credit card. All right. All right. What are you doing?
Okay. I have the Rams winning by 5 with the score of 29-24.
Okay.
And the odds for that are plus 31,000.
Holy shit. 31, so 310-1. Oh my gosh.
I mean, yeah, you're just plucking by 5 to 29. Bengals 24.
How would they get to 29? I'm trying to think. Like, okay, so how does 29 to 24 happen?
Okay.
You get to 20.
Can you go 21 up by 3s till 29? No, that doesn't work. 23 and then 3 field goals.
Like maybe a Matt Gay missed extra point.
So if you're at 20 somehow because you're at 17, you kick a field goal.
A lot of field goals.
A lot of field goals, but that doesn't. I don't. Or you're at 20, or you're at 20. You score a touchdown. That's 6 points. You're at 26. You miss the extra point. Kick a field goal later. You're at 29. I don't know. Shit happens.
Yeah. $100 on that to win 31 grand. To recap, you have $200 on Odell for first touchdown, 8-1. I like that. $100 first drive field goal, plus 440. $200 on OBJ to score 2 TDs, 8.5-1. Big OBJ fan.
I guess.
$100 on OBJ to get that blue Gatorade dumped on him. You might as well just bet Odell for MVP at this point. $100 on Joe Mixon, over 60.5 rushing yards. We're also focused on Burrow. Maybe they're so focused on the pass rush that their run game works. Maybe Aaron Donald dies before the game. That was bad. I shouldn't say that. But $100 on that at minus 114. $200 on Cooper Kupp, Jamar, first and second touchdown at 45-1. I'm hopping on that with you. I like that at 45-1. That's wild. And $100 on a Rams Super Bowl win of 29-24, where Matt Gay wins MVP for kicking 7 field goals and a touchdown. Would that work? 7 field goals? No, that still only gets you to 28. I don't know how they get to 29, but we'll figure that out when they do it. I've got $200 on an overtime game at plus 1040. $200 on T. Higgins, over 110 receiving yards at plus 360. I'm betting on all the pluses. This is not how you should bet. This is not how you do it, but we're doing it for shits and giggles. $100 on Red Gatorade. Lock it down. I have a good history of this. It's 6-1. $200 on Higbee and Mixon to both score a touchdown at almost 7-1, plus 680. $100 on Mixon to have 150 scrimmage yards and 2 TDs. I like this. I think Joe Burrow gets pressured a lot, forces him to check down a bunch, as well as the rushing yards that I think maybe will be there. And $200 on Cooper Kupp, Jamar, first, second TD, 45-1. I like that one a lot. I kind of think we should maybe actually throw a little something on that as a little taste. Overall for the game. So, I mean, you bet on that score, but what does your gut tell you? Who wins? The spread is 4. Who do you like the spread? Give me a final score. You think it's high scoring, low scoring? And give me your MVP.
I think it's going to be more low scoring than we think. I think we're expecting some big, like, Burrow, Stafford showdown, which could happen, but it'll probably be the winning teams, like 20-24. The losing teams probably it could be 10, could be somewhere in the low teens.
You know what one I didn't bet on that I actually like a lot? At plus 1,000, 10-1, you can bet on Evan McPherson to kick a game-winning field goal as time expires.
I mean, why not?
He's only done it 3 times already.
Seriously. I think I've convinced myself that the Rams have it, but I also counted the Bengals out against the Chiefs and was wrong. Mm-hmm. So I can't really count them out, but I'm going to say the Rams. I've talked myself into the Rams winning. I think our MVP could be a player on the defensive side of the ball. It's happened before. Might happen again. I'd love to see Aaron Donald get a Super Bowl MVP on his resume.
The only time I remember it happening was Malcolm Smith on the Hawks.
Von Miller?
Oh, yeah, he got it, didn't he?
Von Miller got it.
Yeah, he did.
Bobby Wagner got it? Or no, it was the other dude.
Malcolm Smith.
Malcolm Smith got it. It happens.
Yeah. I could totally see it, especially with Donald, Ramsey.
Mm-hmm. And if Donald's just eating all day and Von Miller's helping him and making Aaron Donald look even better.
Yeah. Aaron Donald's a guy that they would love to give that award to.
I'd love for him to get it. I have no problem with that. That'd be great.
I agree in most part. I think it's high 20s, low 30s. I kind of think it's a little slow to start. A lot of Super Bowls teams come out first couple drives. It's big, sluggish, so nervous. Yeah. Like it takes a little time. Couple punts, couple field goals, and then second half they get into their groove. And like I said, I could really see a fourth quarter comeback, and I could see like a multiple fourth quarter comeback. Like the Rams are up, and then the Bengals take the lead, and then the Rams take the lead, and then the Bengals kick a field goal, or the Bengals take the lead, Rams take I could see it going all over the place, and I really think it's going to. I have up here in the notes, I didn't really do it earlier, this playoffs, man. Unreal. Like, I know we all have this recency bias, but the last 6 games all decided by one score. The divisional round, we had Bengals-Titans, which we didn't think was going to be a fun game. Turned out to be great. 49ers-Packers was a low-scoring but exciting game the whole time. You're like, are the 49ers really going to fucking do this and beat Aaron Rodgers and Lambeau? Is this it? And it was. The Brady Rams, 27-3. Brady brings them all the way back, and then we're watching what we didn't know was Brady's last game. And then what we thought was the Super Bowl, Bills Chiefs. Like, Unreal. And then January Joey ruins that plot line by going into Kansas City the next week. We had a Cowboy collapse, which is chalk that up. That happens. I mean, we're due for that. Again, maybe A-Rod's last game in a Packer uniform. Brady retires. Josh Allen, Superman, still doesn't get it. We didn't have Russ. No Herbert. No Deshaun. No Trevor. Yes, I said Trevor. No Trey. That's a storyline that now we get to enjoy all offseason. No Fields. Yes, I said Fields. He's going to be in the playoff mix for a long time. How fucking lucky are we that we have this league, dude? This league, it's nothing short of a guarantee that we are in the golden age of NFL football. And yes, we're losing our Bradys and our Rodgers, and the Mannings are gone, and you know, Breeze is gone. Ben just retired. Until the globalists institute the Great Reset and 80% of the population is dead by 2030, we've got a lot of fun football ahead of us.
Well,
how do you like Super Bowl Sundays? This is an evolving thing for me. It used to be when I grew up, we had a Super Bowl with my birthday party. It was a lot of fun. Got to have the game, which I didn't really watch at that time, and the presents and stuff. And now we would do stuff at home, like with our neighbors. And now the last couple of years, since we're older, it's like we got to get together with our friends and stuff. But I really just want to watch the game at the end of the day.
That's my thing. I'm transitioning into my adult life more, whereas we just kind of get together with my whole family and do a thing there. Grandparents would cook a lot of food and stuff. I want to be able to pay attention to the game. If it's some big thing where I'm like at a get together with friends and no one is like, and everyone isn't paying attention to the game, that would suck.
You guys should come over here next week.
Want to watch the game. Yeah, that's what my friends were asking me, like, are you and Nathan doing anything for like the podcast or anything? And so I haven't made any.
I mean, it would be cool, especially too, to just like 30 minutes after the game, like as they're doing the ceremony, we come on here, give our quick thoughts.
Drunk.
Yeah, probably messed up, maybe a little entertaining. I'll have another Rogan rant to go on.
Yeah,
I'm
you
sure.
can prepare some notes.
Yeah.
Especially if we get some drinks in you first, some Philhitos, and then
if it's Philhitos in me, I'll fucking throw it at this camera, dude. I'll be so fucking pissed. Unbelievable. What a hit job. Well, shout out everybody. Enjoy the weekend. Enjoy what should be a national holiday. The fact that Sunday is not considered a national holiday, I stand by my statement yesterday. I think more people celebrate the Super Bowl than any other holiday that's not Thanksgiving. And yes, I include Christmas. But that's just me.
That's fair.
All right, we will see you guys next week. Go Rams. Go Rams, baby. Matty Stafford. I love it.
Yep.
Tony Romo Jr.
Go boys.
Go boys.